Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Monday, September 11th, 2023. I can't believe it's been 22 years since the 9/11 attacks, and as I said, I lost a few friends. I live probably about 20 minutes outside of New York City, and most of my friends work there. And unfortunately, I lost three of them. One of them was my best friend, and this day is always a little bit hard. But let's go over the morning notes. I'm going to go over what took place, what is going on this week, and the inner circle, the live inner circle mentoring program. So to start off, the S&P I put in the morning notes looks like it's going to open near the 44.89 resistance pivot. If the bulls can keep the upside momentum going, then you have to expect a 44.95, and that was the gap fill. So we made it up to the 44.90. That was it. We still have to leave the door open for 44.95. And I put this, we want to be a little bit careful because we have CPI numbers that are coming out on Wednesday, and then we have triple witching on Friday. So we're going to see some volatile markets, and you got to leave the door open for some kind of final spike higher. And if that happens, then we're going to be looking to fade that rally, and we should see some pretty hard selling into month end. So this is, right now I've been pretty much neutral right now on the market because one, today's not a day that you want to be looking on the short side, even when we had the big gap up today. And then what happens was we saw a reversal. So we had the gap up. This was the high the first 15 minutes of the day. It came back down. And once I was watching the Bears couldn't push it through the moving averages here. And that was really, because at first I was thinking that we're going to head down. But once it was here, I kind of had a feeling we were coming back up here again. We saw some selling towards the end of the day and then some buying. So it's a jet right here. This candle, this was a bearish candle. We did come down. This was kind of a bullish candle right here. So if the bulls can get above it, we have this gap that's at the 44.96, and then this is some heavy resistance area 45.10, 45.15, and then up at the 45.25 with the 45.40 being the upside. So there's a lot of resistance zones here. You can see we have some bearish divergences, and what I have here, and this is one of the things, part of that whole live inner circle mentoring program is I'm going to teach you the tricks that I use and what I look for and where I expect markets to move. So this is the time sequence, time and price sequence, and you can see this low to this high. That's what it is. So here's price, here's time. If I copied it, put it here. Here's your price. Actually went here, but here's the timepiece. You can see we're getting right here. Now, the thing is that I did the same. The premium members know that I did that on a daily basis. And hang on one second, I'm going to pull that chart. Okay, so this is the time price sequence that I was showing all the way when we were here because it actually worked out pretty good. And what it was basically this was your price part of it right here. And then from there, this is the timepiece. So the price actually went, it was just basically coming back up to this level. But the more important part that I was showing everybody was the time. So from this high to this low, we then match it from this low to this high, and you can see it picked almost the exact top. And from there, now we have a series of 1, 2, 3 going up, and then two weeks up and down. So we're getting it's following a fractal pattern, and that's these are the types that this is the same type of pattern that I'm showing on this, just a smaller version because this one is this we're talking about a weekly chart, and this was going pretty long. But in any case, you could use those on shorter term charts, and it's not that they're always going to work, but it gives you an idea that if things were going to turn, where they were going to turn. So you use that with, say, a combination of some of my other different indicators that I use, but really a big thing is going to be with sentiment as well as the time when whether we're in a bullish or bearish time period. So and this is all the stuff that I'm going to be going over. But if you notice, this timepiece right here is looking for a top to come fairly soon. Now, can we break above this level where meaning that the price part will change, but the time would work? It's a possibility. The one thing I do know, as I've been saying, we have bearish divergences right here. But the main thing that you can see, this is the top, this is the gap fill, this is the lows here. Here's your medium right here. So we could even move this down and say, the bears really need to get it through this support zone, and that's going to be between the 44.58 and the 44.48. If they get through that, then this is the top. And really, the wave structure, which again I will be going over, in the inner circle thing, is you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be an A, B, C move. So and again, I'm not saying this is the exact way it's going to play out, but if it is, that's what it's going to look like. And then from there, we'd be looking for a move lower. Now, the other pattern that I've been showing is this head and shoulders pattern. So that would be looking for a move to come down sooner rather than later, because if we keep going up, then this pattern's going to be wiped out. And but if we head down and we come down to somewhere around this 4400 level and then bounce back up into the resistance, this is going to be your left shoulder, this is your head, and this is your right shoulder. So this is my preferred pattern. I'm not 100% sure it's going to play out. I was actually following that since the market was here. It does look like it's trying to play out, but we have to wait and see. Now, we don't have any bullish divergences down here, but we had some bearish divergences here. If we look at our momentum here, hang on one second. So if we look at momentum, we're starting to get into the overbought levels. So if we get up here and let's just say that the market does top and this rolls over, it's going to be a confirmation that we're probably coming down and taking out these lows. But again, this is the pattern that I'm looking at. Now, another pattern I'm looking at is this big triangle right here. I don't believe it's going to play out. If it does, then we're looking at a move up to test the new highs, and I don't believe that's going to be happening. Not when we're heading into, the September October area is not really too bull friendly, so I don't see us making new all time highs, especially with all the stuff that's going on geopolitical. So this is really the main thing that we want to keep an eye on is going to be if the bulls can get above the 44.96, then we start looking and I'll go over this tomorrow. What upside levels we'd be looking to take to short position. The bears, the first thing they're going to have to do is get it through this support right here at the 44.72. You can see this is probably a pretty important line right here. More than this gap right here, because here you can see the moving averages as well as price support. So if the bears lose this, we're going to have a pretty fast move down to the 44.50 level. And that's really it. So if the bulls head up, then these are the resistance levels. If they carry, if say we have a good CPI number, then we're probably just going to carry on towards the end of the week. And then from there, again, we're starting down. So if we already have a quarter position at the 44.40, we're waiting to see where to fill the last one, whether it's going to be higher or we're going to add it to the downside. We're going to wait and see. So now let's just go over our quick thing. I'm going to give you a quick little let's say commercial. So the predictive analytics model, basically what we're looking at with that is it's the time, sentiment, and technicals. That's how I really make all the trades, and they work on different time frames, like I just showed you. So with the live inner circle mentoring program, who's it for? It's really for members that are looking to be more active traders and looking for a hands-on approach to trading. That's going to be me on the video calls. You can ask me whatever you want on it. If you have a stock, an ETF, an index that you want me to take a look at, it's going to be your open forum on it, and I'm going to train you, the patterns, how I look for them, and what to get out of it. And then that many of the trade setups are only going to last a day to week, maybe. And like today, where I showed you with the morning notes in this where it was going to be this was the top that was supposed to be the 44.89. So this right here, we made a low down at the 44.67. So if somebody would have taken a trade right here, and I'm seeing that they're not busting through support, I would send out saying, listen, take the profits on it. You just made almost 20, 25, 23 points in a couple hours, and you take the profits and then you wait to reshort. So that's really a big part is going to be, the shorter term time frames. Traders who want to, learn how to utilize the tools that I use to become a better trader. For yourself traders, my ultimate goal. I was talking with somebody today that's looking to get into the inner circle, and what I told them was my goal is that you guys are going to be able to do this on your own when everything is said and done. And hey, maybe I'd have you teaching a class, teaching the morning notes or something like that. I love that. So, I'm looking to share the knowledge that I have with you guys to help you become better traders and be able to manage things on your own. Um, Traders that say manage your own portfolios. In what I mean by that is if you have an IRA or something like that, that those are more on the longer term end of things. So you don't really want to trade that at all. I'm not saying anything. You want to keep a percentage of it into stocks in the market. You want to switch some over into gold, oil, volatility. These are the things that we can. I'm going to be looking at and sharing with you guys where it's not going to be just a day trading thing. It's going to be, something that you can ask me for a long term view of an index or a stock or something that you're in. So another thing is traders that want to learn how to trade up the short term trade setups and risk management. When you get into a trade and it's short term, you got to put stops in place, and it's going to be one of those things that I'll be showing you where the stops are. Where if something gets taken out and the trade's gone bad, when you're trading on a swing trade, then you can layer in like I do, and that's one of the things that I'm going to teach you how I layer in. And what it does, it reduces the stress level on it. It controls your emotions, and that's really what this is all about. So, what you're going to get with it, like I said, I've interviewed over 8 people right now. I'm writing everything down and figuring out who's going to get in it. But you get a full premium subscription. You get morning notes, the nightly video reports. You get the full premium reports. 30 to 60 minutes on morning web calls to go over what's going on in the days and the setups and the market moving headlines and what to expect, and then the supply demand pivots and for the day, week, and month. So you're going to be able to look at this on a short term, intermediate, and a long term. And each month you're going to get a one-on-one video call with me. It's going to last between 15 and 30 minutes. It's totally up to you. You ask me what you want to ask. And it then, just as I mentioned before, shared ideas from traders. We want to make this just a small little trading community. So if you are interested in it, like I said, where I'm only taking 10 people, but send me an email saying, yes, I'm interested. I'll set up a call with you, find out if this is going to be right with you. It's Gary@sentimenttiming.com. And with that, have a great night, and I will talk to you guys in the morning.